Any fool can write code that a computer can understand. Good programmers write code that humans can understand. Just think about this quote for a few moments, or try to remember the last few times that you had to maintain someone else's code. Chances are that at least once you may have looked at the code and thought, I need to throw all this away and start from scratch. A situation like this would most likely not take place if the programmer wrote clean code. But what is clean code? It is code that's easy to read, maintain, extend, and change by any developer, not just the person that wrote the code originally. Other developers that look at the code should be able to understand what the code does and why. Let me expand even further with some of the most common reasons to prefer clean code. Software is intangible. That is, you're not constrained by the laws of physics. You can create an application in an infinite number of ways. However, the better your code is at the beginning, the easier it will be to modify and scale your application. Your goal is to write code that's easy to read and hopefully that does not require future cleaning. Be honest with me, how many times have you written a piece of code and said, I'll come back to fix this later? Yeah, right, this is not going to happen. Well, all this and more is what I'm going to expand on and teach you in this training, starting with, and here's what I have for you, writing self-documenting code, KISS, dry, YAGNI, solid, favor composition over inheritance, and separation of concerns. Here's how it's going to work for this module and the next ones. Let me show you using Visual Studio. Each module can be identified by name. For example, this is the Principles module. The next one will be Conventions, and so on. There are two folders. One of them is Before, which is the bad and dirty code that I found as a new hire in the company Carved Rock, which hired me to help them fix their code. And each sample can be easily identified by name. For example, this one is KISS. In the After folder, I'll have the clean code that I modified as part of each demo in the upcoming video clips, so you will be able to compare how it started and how it ended. Before we go any further, you should know what version of .NET this course applies to. This course was created using the .NET version that you see here. All the information in this course applies completely to this .NET version, and that means that everything I tell you in this course might be slightly different for earlier versions of .NET. Most concepts will still apply, but I cannot guarantee that they will be exactly correct for earlier versions. Having said that, let's begin.